Good day, Summers. This is Raabemaster bringing you another League of Legends Procast for your viewing pleasure. Today, it's going to be Wings of Death on KO, and what 9 out of 10 critics agree is the show with the sexiest audience on the internet. Someone prove me wrong. No one? No? Didn't think so. Let's get underway with the champion picks for you guys. On the blue team, it's going to be Xin Zhao top lane, Wings of Death on KO in the mid lane. It's going to be support Blitzcrank supporting AD carry Misfortune in bot lane, and the jungle is going to be a Mumu. On top lane, it's going to be Katarina. Then the bot lane is going to be support Janna and AD carry Ezreal. In the jungle, there's going to be an Olaf Viking, and in the mid lane, AP carry will be Ziggs for the red team. And with that out of the way, I just want to say a couple things. Number one, I'm going to have this video's LOL replay file in the description below. If you want to watch the game while controlling the camera and still hearing me, feel free to download it from my Mediafire account. Just run it, sync up the two games, and press play on both of them, and you can hear me shoutcast the game while you control the camera yourself. Whichever, or you can just watch the video normally. Whichever one floats your boat. I just want to give you guys more options so you can have a more enjoyable viewing experience. And with that out of the way, let's begin. There we go. Sometimes I hit the wrong button, so I'm not thinking correctly. And we're going to have some action immediately here on the top lane. As you see, this is 17 minutes in. There's only been one kill, so haven't missed too much. Just some farming. This was taken from the client, which is why it's not starting at time 0. But, yeah, low replay. It's broken. It's not broken, it's just not displaying. It's not displaying the games correctly that were done after the last patch. Looks like Xin Zhao not going to go in for the kill here. He does have his flash up, does have his ultimate up. He could potentially flash into Katarina and ult her. Surprised that he didn't do that right there. And we're going to have Olaf kind of try a lane gank in bot lane, but to no avail. Nothing came of it, so the lane's just kind of going to reset itself. Right now in farm for these two AD carries, Ezreal is slightly ahead. He does have a kill. Looks like he killed Misfortune in the lane. So that did give him some extra time to farm. As long as the extra money from the kill, he is ahead of her by about a Doran's Blade. That's going to be very useful. He also has a ward. That's right, people. AD carry buying wards. It does happen sometimes. It looks like we have maybe Blitzcrank gank. I think Ziggs could have initiated onto that. It would have been like a 3v2, even if Kale had come in to try to help from the mid lane. There was Olaf, there was Ziggs, Janna was on her way, and then versus Kale Blitzcrank, I think they would have won that for sure. Especially as Olaf. Olaf is a very special jungler. I'd have to say, he is the strongest jungler double buffed at like level 4. When you're level 4, complete your path, you have your double buffs. He is pretty much the strongest jungler in the game. And looks like Ezreal's going to eat some damage from Misfortune getting grabbed over the wall. Arcane shifting out though. He's going to be okay. And what was I saying? I was talking about Olaf. Double buffed, level 4. He's the best dueling jungler out there just because of his attack speed boost on his passive. And of course his axes, which were fresh when you picked them up. Very strong. So Katarina's going to ult the Xin Zhao, but she doesn't have enough damage to kill him. She's going to kind of saunter back in the lane. She's very low. She should be careful of Xin Zhao charging right into her. She flashes. It's Xin Zhao counter flashes. One more auto attack into ult will kill her. That's a good job by Xin Zhao. Picking up a kill on the Katarina. Katarina top lane. That's one reason why it hasn't been as popular in the past. It's getting more popular now. Not going to lie. I'm seeing a lot more Katarina's top lane. It wasn't that popular before because she gets bullied around by a lot of bruisers that go top, such as Xin Zhao. If there's an Olaf top, they're a very big... Xin Zhao more of a problem because he actually has CC to get her out of her ultimate. But they can do a lot of damage early game to Katarina, and she doesn't really have the best way to react to that because her poke isn't that strong against them, who normally are building resistance buffs against her anyways, and she kind of gets hurt in lane against those kind of really aggressive top lane bruisers and AD assassins. And as we saw right there, she did end up dying. But this is a Katarina top lane, so I expect her to go a pretty tanky build. I'm probably switch to a Warmog, Sunfire Cape, some Magic Pen, and it looks like Ziggs might be trying to get this kill here. However, Wings of Death is going to use his ultimate to get out of the Ziggs ult. Good use of intervention there, keeping him alive. I was talking about Katarina. Katarina's in the top lane, like to build tanky Magic Pen kind of builds. It's not uncommon to see them build Warmog, Sunfire Cape, Leandra's Torment, Spell Pen boots, Sorcerer's shoes, whatever. That's a pretty typical build for a Katarina top lane, and it works. I remember a long while ago seeing a tank Katarina build, and everyone thought it was trolly. And we're seeing more of that now, just stacking Spell Pen and building tanky. She does need to jump right into the middle of fights to do her damage, and that does help her survive. However, she's not doing nearly as much damage as damage-centric Katarina would do. So that is the one downside to the build, but at least she's survivable, so that's good. And it's going to help her very much against the Xin Zhao, who's doing more and more damage against her. That was a big loss for Katarina in that exchange. And he's going to go in again with another charge. There's the ult. There's the last tip of the spear. Ignite's going to finish her off. Good job by Xin Zhao, picking up 2 kills in lane now. That's the problem with bringing Katarina top. Not only can she not roam like she can in mid, because that's one of the biggest things about Katarina mid, Evelynn mid, Kassadin mid. They have the option to roam bot or top lane and help anywhere in the jungle because they're in the middle of the map. When you're playing Katarina top lane, bot lane's very far away. If you want to go gank there, you're going to lose a lot of farm. Could even lose your turret just for going bot lane to gank, and that's, you've got to weigh the costs against the profits of a gank. Ooh, that Blitzcrank grab looks like it was going to hit, but it did not. Lucky for Ezreal. It looks like he's going to get punched in the face. Nope. He's going to Arcane Shift out of there along with the Janna Tornado. Going to keep him safe. This is a very survivable lane. Janna's very good at kiting people and slowing them down, using her Tornado. Her ult's extremely strong for disengaging. And of course, Ezreal with his Blink, very good at surviving, getting away from fights, which is good against a Blitzcrank who wants to bring you in to fight. So that's going to probably what I expect. That this might be their counter at a Blitzcrank. You're going to see how well it works. So far, they have got 1 kill and haven't died, so I'm going to say it's worked pretty well so far. And that is the lane so far. Looks like Kayle might be in a bit of trouble. Olaf going to chase. He throws the axe. He missed the axe because of the flash. And now Kayle is walking through their jungle. Will she be able to survive is the question. Katarina's hot on her tail. However, here comes Xin Zhao to lend some support to his friendly Kayle. And Olaf and Xin Zhao kind of going to face off. Not do anything, though. And I think Kayle's just going to walk out of this one. All right. She is Wings of Death leaving the red team jungle like he owns the place. And now there is an Amumu mid. Let's take a look at the items for a second on Janna. On both the supports, we have the typical Sightstone. Actually, no, we don't have a Sightstone yet on Blitzcrank. He instead went for the Crystalline Flask. This is very good because the more mana you have as Blitzcrank, the more your shield is going to help you, and the more grabs you can pull. Look at that nice grab there on Janna. Immediately going to burst her down. Here comes the Ziggs ult, not doing too much damage, but enough for Ezreal to pick up the kill on the Blitzcrank. Ezreal, I don't know if you're going to survive this. You might actually know the flash is going to secure the kill for the Misfortune, but she is going to die to the turret and Ziggs. That's 2 for 2 exchange, but double kill going to the AD carry on blue team. I'm going to call that an advantage in their favor. There's a lot of poke from this Kayle, though. Kayle, she's quite a strong mid laner. She can gank very well with her Q. It's a decent gank, and intervention is boss for tower diving, of course. She's not the best ganker though. I like to play Kayle jungle quite a bit. She has very nice clear speeds, and of course she has a nice slow for ganking. And once she hits level 6, you can tower dive. But she's obviously not one of the best of the gankers, of course. But still, in the mid lane, it looks like she's going to be building an attack speed AP hybrid build. I expect to see a Nashor's Tooth probably from that Fiendish Codex. Could be wrong, but that dagger definitely suggests Fiendish Codex. So AP AS hybrid. I've been seeing this a lot more this season, which is interesting because of the changes to armor pen. You think you'd see more AD Kayle, but instead AP attack speed AP hybrid Kayle I've been seeing a lot more of. Of course, I still jungler. I still build like Wriggles, Zeal, try to get an Infinity Edge. You know, big damage items in the jungle, which are hard to get if you're not snowballing. But, you know, jungle Kayle, it's fun. Also, there's a new Kayle skin too, so that's great and stuff. Though I have heard mixed feelings about that on the forum. Some people don't like it, some people do. You can't please everyone with the skins. But, you know, Riot tries. So that's good. And of course we are going to see Ezreal, the one who poops. That's a great name. Of course, can apply to all of us, so that name is very ambiguous. And looks like Blitzcrank wants to get a grab from the bush here. You can see him lying in wait. He wants to go fishing, but I don't know what his chances are going to be like. And he's not going to get anything right there. However, Xin Zhao is going to find a Ziggs in the jungle. Looks like he's going to be able to get this kill. Ziggs not in a good spot. He did fail his Sassel charge. One more charge from Xin Zhao is going to pick up the kill. And now Olaf running for his life. There are 3 members of blue team here. Nice intervention by Kayle, relieving a lot of tower aggro from the Xin Zhao. He's going to try to get this Olaf. Will the cooldowns be with him? The answer to that is no. His cooldown did not come up in time, and he instead is not going to be able to pick up the kill. Kayle tanking the turret for his buddy. Kayle's going to jump in here, throw down her ultimate. The Amumu ult comes down, but Amumu ult doesn't interrupt Katarina ult. Nice ult by Janna, throwing 2 members of blue team back into the base. And red team's not good enough on health to actually chase this, so they are going to let them get away. That was very good on both the Janna And I'd have to say the Katarina as well. That was a good time to jump in. The Amumu ult, unfortunately, it's not a stun, it's a snare. It stops attacks and movement, but it does not stop spells due to the fact that, well, it's just not a stun. It needs to be a stun or a suppression to stop spells. And a fear, I guess. Yeah, fear works as well. Or displacement. One of those four are the only things that stop channeling spells. Snares do not. So, unfortunately, Amumu not as effective as Katarina as you'd think. But still, Bandage Toss will, of course, stop the Katarina ultimate. And speaking of displacements, Xin Zhao is the king of them with his ultimate, with his Q, knock up, knock back, very strong. So he's going to be looking to use those abilities when Katarina pops her ultimate. Probably going to be saving his ultimate for Katarina, as his Q needs a little bit of time to actually get the knock up out of it. And looks like Kale might be getting the kill on Katarina here. Nope, Wings of Death just going to disengage, and we see the beautiful Katarina recall animation for the Christmas skin. Cuts a candy cane in half. I would have eaten it myself, but hey, whatever Katarina wants to do, she's more than welcome to do. Looks like, ooh, Blitzcrank might be in a bad spot here. The axe does miss from Pentakill Olaf. I wish they would have made that Pentakill Draven. That would have been such a cooler skin. Anyways, you have Broloff. Why would you get that skin anyways when you could just be Broloff? I don't know. Riot has their own way of thinking about things, and right now Ziggs, a lot of spell pen on him. Not a lot of AP, but a lot of spell pen. Also, picking up the chalice for the mana regen, a choice I also make when I play Ziggs. Of course, I play Pool Party Ziggs, because I think that skin is boss. Snowman one, of course, very good as well. And we are going to have a Amumu clearing his jungle. Things have lulled down a little bit, died down just a bit, as there are not any big team fights being engaged upon. Right now, I think Katarina is a little bit more survivable against Zhao, still eating a lot of damage from him, as she doesn't really have a good way to retaliate against that. I mean, she could cast her ultimate, but Xin Zhao has a Merc-Trez right now, and Katarina doesn't have a lot in the way of damage. I mean, she probably has Spell Pen Reds. I'm guessing she has Spell Pen Reds, but still, that's really not that great at this stage of the game. It's not going to be enough to really put a lot of damage down onto the Xin Zhao. And red team almost getting caught out. That Janna did blow her flash, did survive, however, so definitely a flash well spent. And blue team did pick up the first tower kill of the game, bot lane. Their bot tower did go down. It's going to give them a little gold advantage. Really not anything to write home about, of course. Just about 400 to 500 gold advantage for blue team. Kale, very good farm. Oh, there's the initiation, grabbing the Ziggs. However, Katarina's going to jump right into the little team, start ulting. She does get exhausted. There's the ult from Ziggs. Both teams disengaging, no one dying. Plentykill Olaf going to miss his axe. However, Xin Zhao is not here fighting. He's pushing top turret. That's 2 turrets for blue team. As I take a drink from my water bottle. Don't forget, kids, men and women, my viewers, stay hydrated. It helps you game even better. And looks like this is going to be a dragon for blue team. I mean, red team. That Blitzcrank hook looked really funny. Just trying to grab dragon, just sticking there because you can't move any of the, I like to call them boss creeps, the dragon or the baron. You cannot displace them with any abilities. I also believe you can't shred their armor. I might be incorrect about that, but that's what I've heard. And it looks like blue team going to try to counter jungle the red team's blue buff. This could be a team fight just waiting to happen. Oh, here comes the initiation onto the Amumu. And Olaf, is he going to chase this? He should chase this. They probably have a good advantage here. It is 4v4 though. Oh, as Ziggs sniping the Blitzcrank. Big plays being made. I kind of missed that one, but the Blitzcrank didn't have getting sniped. And there's the Xin Zhao once again killing the Katarina. So far, this is 1-for-1 exchange on the opposite sides of the map. And who's going to get that blue buff? It is going to be Ziggs. So red team keeping their blue buff for themselves. Nice little satchel charge right there. And Ziggs counter pushing as best as he can. He is quite low, so he doesn't want to get close to the Misfortune and Kale. One slow from Kale could spell disaster, especially how fast Misfortune is. As long as she's not being hit, she has crazy movement speed. Watching her with home grab boots is the funniest thing ever. I remember I've seen someone, they had teleport, they had home grab boots, and they were playing Misfortune. They teleported right next to an enemy champ, and he had like a 3-second head start, and she just zoomed right past him and just annihilated him. It was the funniest thing ever. I don't have video coverage of that, unfortunately, but I assure you, home grab boots make everything funnier by a factor of 10. And we're going to have Olaf picking up his red buff. Olaf loves red buff since then he has more slows than you can shake a stick at. Well, yeah, he'd probably disagree because he likes to shake sticks at many things. And we're just going to have some wave clearing going down here. Both teams have kind of reset themselves after that failed blue steal from blue team. And there's just some farming and lane pushing going on. Still only no towers down on the blue team side of things. Ugh, I'm kind of twisting up my words right now. It's a little late. I've just been working on a computer programming assignment for a while and tired me out a bit, but I decided to take a break and bring you guys this game from Wings of Death. You'll find him a lot on the featured area of your client where the spectator mode games are. He's a very strong player. I see him a lot there, and I like to pick out his games, especially if they're going to be really good, which I hope this one is. And right now we're just past the we're just about to hit the 21-minute mark. Katarina does have her Sunfire Cape, as I called. She is going to go tank Katarina, and of course Xin Zhao rocking that Ghost Blade. He loves the attack speed. He loves the movement speed. Not really that big of a stretch why I'd go for that instead of Black Cleaver. And right now we're going to see Kale. She has finished her Gnasher's Tooth, so Wings of Death can have a lot of attack speed and AP. Going to be mainly trying to use that his Righteous Fury for damage. When it's not up, however, he's not going to have a lot of damage. That's the unfortunate thing. Katarina getting knocked out of her ultimate, taking a lot of damage from the Xin Zhao here. And blue team's kind of split pushing right now. Ooh, fail grab from Blitzcrank, not going to be good. And there goes the Kale Q onto the Katarina, but she's able to just Sunpo out of there. And they might be able to take this turret. No, here comes the Ziggs ultimate. This might be initiation for red team. Nope, Olaf not going to initiate on that. Instead, blue team's just going to pull back. Maybe Olaf, well, you can see he wants to go for this. He doesn't have a lot of mana, though, so it would be limited in his axes. The AD carries kind of having a bit of a fight down here. Blitzcrank going to support. Looks like we might have a bit of a truffle here mid lane. A truffle. A scuffle. I call it a scuffle, a truffle. Well, it would be nice if we had some chocolate mid lane. Oh, the Azure ultimate barely whiffing. Misfortune dodging it, but still getting Mystic Shot and auto attacked. She will go down, and looks like, ooh, Blitzcrank might be in a bit of trouble here. I don't see him surviving this one. There's the Arcane Shift from Ezreal. Here comes the Katarina. She gets exhausted, but I don't think Cruiser the Bruiser is going to survive. One more Mystic Shot. It does whiff. Katarina, Shumpo. Nope. Looks like the Ignite is going to take down and kill him. Ignite or Sunfire Cape, one of the two. I don't know the exact range of Sunfire Cape. It's not probably that great, but it's a decent range. And we are just going to have Xin Zhao continually pushing top lane. Xin Zhao, a lot of farm right now. 182. That's a lot for Xin Zhao. Ziggs and Kale have a little bit better farm than him. That's understandable, though, because they are both heavy AoE champions. Very good farming capability on both of them. And we're going to have some damage being done to this turret down here. Amumu going to try to defend. He's a very, very good farmer. He has two forms of strong, constant AoE pretty much. Tantrum, off cooldown extremely fast. And he's going to be okay, pushing back that wave. Xin Zhao also coming along with Misfortune, so they might... Nope, looks like red team is just going to disengage from that tower. And right now, just 3 towers to none in favor of blue team. They do have a... Actually, they don't have any gold lead at all. Basically, even right now, maybe less than 100 gold lead. That's nothing at all, though. So we are just going to see this be a very even game at around the 23:30 mark. Ooh, I love even games. They're so intense. And it looks like we're going to have a lot of Black Cleavers coming out here from red team. Olaf wants one. Ezreal wants one. I just love counting Black Cleavers in all the games because that's just what that's what Season 3 is. We're going to count the Black Cleavers, people. And there goes his ultimate, pushing back the Olaf, but no one else. And no, nice Blitzcrank grab. Might keep the Xin Zhao alive. It is going to, and his flash will keep him alive. Good support from the Blitzcrank, keeping his Xin Zhao alive. That was very nice. And now they're just going to push back this wave. At 24-minute, Dragon should be back spawning soon. I don't know exactly when. Red team is just going to recall from that. As well, eating a couple tower shots. This might be the first tower red team is going to get right here. And it is. Last hit going to a caster minion or whatever minion lasted it. And Ezreal's going to recall from that. That was a good job from red team, giving them a small gold advantage because of that tower. Remember, that's 150 global gold to every one of your teammates. That equals up to 750 gold to your team. Very good objectives to take. And here's Dragon, which gives you slightly more gold than that. Oh, Ezreal, you're being caught out by a Xin Zhao. Will the Xin Zhao be able to finish him off? That's the question. There's the Ghost Blade. There's the ultimate, and it's going to be a kill for Xin Zhao. He's trying to get the heals. He does survive the fight. And there's Misfortune picking up a nice kill with her ultimate. And that's just so... Misfortune ult is just so good at deterring people from stopping you doing Dragon, because it can just eat up the entire entrance to where you're trying to come into. If you're trying to stop someone from doing Dragon, you're going to have to come from somewhere that's going to go through a narrow choke point, especially if you're trying to stop it from red team. You're going to either have to come through the jungle here or come through the jungle here. Both those are narrow choke points where Misfortune can just ult down, and she's going to hit everyone coming through there. So it's very good at securing dragon and making sure that you're not disturbed while doing it. It's also very good for wave clearing, but that's just obvious, right? It's totally obvious. We do see a death cap on Ziggs now. Katarina, ooh, looks like she's going to be going Warmogs. I see the Giant Spell, I see the Ruby Crystal, and my heart says Warmogs. So does my brain. And looks like President Zhao kind of being a little over aggressive. He's going to jump right into this 3v1. There's the Kale ultimate. Ooh, he still gets knocked up. He's going to get the Olaf, though. Nice job from the Xin Zhao. And, of course, the Kale providing some nice support. It's going to be a free kill for them. This Olaf is ballsy. I mean, not this Olaf. This Xin Zhao is ballsy, and he's taking all the kills he wants. To dive into another 3v1. Might be a little bit out of position here. The Ezreal taking a ton of damage. Blitzcrank grab is going to hit him, and Xin Zhao is going to get that. There's the silence from Blitzcrank, stopping the Katarina, although it had already mostly run its course. And now blue team falling extremely low. Katarina takes quite a bit of damage, about to half health. Oh, now Ziggs. You want these kills? Fail. Satchel charge. He wanted to go over the wall, but he was not able to. Blitzcrank kind of turns around for a moment. He's going to get caught. He's going to die by what? Ziggs auto attack passive. And it looks like it's going to be Katarina still trying to chase this Kale and the Xin Zhao. They're both very low. Oh, nice turnaround from Kale. Popping your ultimate. Just came off cooldown. Nice turnaround, picking up a kill. However, I think Ziggs is going to get this. He might. The Ignite will finish him off. And will Ziggs be able to save himself here? The answer to that is yes, he will survive for a moment at least. Xin Zhao barely surviving, dodging the Dunk Master Ziggs Q. And he's going to juke out the Misfortune ulti, but I don't think he's going to be able to juke out this bandage toss that has to be coming. There it is. And it does catch him. Shut down for a Mumu. And right now, that turns the score to 13-9. I think that was actually a 2-for-3 exchange. Ezreal died, Ziggs died, Katarina died, and then Xin Zhao lived, so Kale died and Blitzcrank died. Yes, I believe that was a 3-for-2 in favor of blue team. Good job on them. Xin Zhao pretty much just saying everything is his. He's not afraid to be aggressive, and he's winning fights because of it. That's what you gotta do as Xin Zhao. He's extremely strong at dueling, and he's pretty much the bane of squishies. I think I saw a guide for Xin Zhao called like Xin Zhao Bane of Squishies or something. Might have been a Jarvan the 4th guide too. I don't remember. Oh, Blitzcrank grabbing an Olaf, but he has no support, so it's kind of not going to amount to anything. Also, when you're Olaf, just press R, and that grab's going to punch you in the face, but it's not going to pull you back, which is, of course, the worst part of a Blitzcrank grab. Unless it's AP Blitzcrank, then it's going to hurt like hell. No, we don't see a lot of those in competitive play. And Moon was like, hey, you're stealing my jungle, bro. And Wingsofdeathx is like, I'm going to take the big wolf at least. And Moon was like, fine. I'm going to be sad over here in the corner, though. Moon was always sad, though, so we don't have to be concerned about that. And Blitzcrank pushing the wave a bit. Here comes Katarina. Not going to be caught out of position. Oh, that minefield animation does look very nice, though, from the Snowman Ziggs skin. I do like it. However, I like the splashes from Pool Party Ziggs. And it looks like we're just going to have a bit of a face-off in here mid lane. Either team could go for Baron now. We might start seeing the Baron dancing come out soon. They both have it heavily warded, though. Blue team a lot more heavily warded than red team. Red team's more concerned about warding their own jungle. Blue team's more about offensive warding. And this is something you can do. When you take towers, you force the opponent to lose a lot of map control. So you can push your wards inwards, and they have to bring their wards back to guard their own jungle. And it looks like Katarina is going to get grabbed. Shumpo just in time before she got knocked up. We'll get her to safety. And we have some poke coming out. There's a lot of poke here for blue team. We've got Ziggs Q. We've got Ezreal Mystic Shot. We got axes from Olaf. We've got Katarina bouncing blades. Oh, but we're going to have the Amumu initiation catching 4. That's a lot of damage. Here comes the Misfortune all on top of it. Red team, though, not taking that much damage. Oh, Blitzcrank, you didn't want to grab that. You're in a terrible situation right now. He's most likely going to die to either the Ezreal or the Katarina. There's the Ezreal. Is actually going to pick that one up. And Shirley is popped from blue team. Is going to get them away safe and sound. Ooh, unless Katarina wants to dive this. Nope, she is not going to just yet. The question is blue team going to stick around to clear their turret, or are they going to back out of this one? Yep, they're just going to back out. Mid turret is lost, and they're going to fall back. Right now, ooh, Misfortune, you're almost dead. I would just recall right now. In a bad spot. You do not want to be close to this team when you're low health. Ziggs all can catch you. Ezreal can catch you with his ultimate or his Mystic Shots. Katarina can jump right on you. This is not a team you want to be low health against. It's not as bad as Karthus, of course. You can just press R, and it's like Ezreal's going to want to go for the blue buff steal, but Xin Zhao, patient as always, was waiting right there. Picked him up very quickly. That Ghost Blade paying for itself. Oh, what is that? Hextech Gunblade on Xin Zhao. Color me surprised. And spears, heals, and spears galore. Man, he's going to have the mad heals. I can't wait to watch that. Look at the mad heals. Oh, yeah, we saw them. They were completely fierce. And of course Spell Vamp helps with his E and his ultimate. I think his Q still runs off lifesteal completely. I'm not exactly sure on that one. But we are going to have this blue team go for Baron. There are 2 members of red team down. They should feel safe doing this. As long as they don't get it stolen by Zig's ult, this should be alright. Here comes Zig's ult. It is going to... No, it's not going to steal. It's going to kill the Amumu. However, Misfortune's going to pick up the last hit on Baron. So that is going to be a Baron buff to 4 members of blue team. And so they are going to find a Ziggs out in the middle of nowhere. The charge interrupted by the tornado, and those exhaust on Ziggs. He's certainly going to go down. Or will he? Are they going to get on top of him? They will try. Xin Zhao, but he flashes right after the Xin Zhao charge, so he doesn't get it. However, now blue team is in a terrible spot. Shut down, coming down on top of Xin from Ezreal. And the rest of the blue team is actually going to juke out red team. And it looks like they're just going to have to run away for now. That was probably quite a bit too aggressive from Xin Zhao and the Blitzcrank. They should have probably pulled back. Baron had taken quite the toll on their HP bars, and going that far in was definitely not a wise decision at all. Looks like Misfortune, fortunately for her, is going to survive. Ooh, red team really wants this Misfortune. However, they're pinging the location. Misfortune, you should just leave. I don't know what you're doing here. You know they're taking Dragon. This is most likely going to be her death. They just need to auto-attack the tower once. There's Olaf auto-attacking the tower. Misfortune wanting to pick up at least the Janna, but not getting that. That is going to be a victorious fight for red team. They did push. Now that was a big loss for blue team. Sure, they got the money for doing Baron. Sure, they got the global EXP for it. But they lost Baron buff on so many members of their team. Misfortune doesn't have it. Xin Zhao doesn't have it. Amumu doesn't have it. Only Blitzcrank and Kale do. Of course, Wings of Death is going to be very happy to have that Baron buff because he benefits very much from the attack damage and the ability power. But they lost a lot of their power because Baron just is. It's not just a monetary gain or an XP gain. It's also the pressure you can exert with those buffed stats. It's like a free item on all of your champions, and when you don't have that anymore, you just lost a lot of presence you can exert over the other team. Because we'll see a lot of high-level teams just give up towers because they don't want to fight the other team with the buffs, with the Baron buff. We're gonna have Ezreal picking up his red buff. Xin Zhao might actually see this going on. He does, but he was not able to smite it away because he's not jungle Xin Zhao. And of course, Amumu's all the way back here. Little Knight Amumu. I have that skin. Of course, we're Sad Robot Amumu, also a very good Amumu skin. And looks like blue team not actually going to push this one, just going to fall back. We see a lot of warning pings coming from blue team, and they're just going to fall back right now. We have Xin Zhao continuing to push the top lane, and it just looks like both teams are disengaging from each other. There's a lot of ward coverage here from red team. They're very worried about Xin Zhao in his jungle. They want to catch him out of position. They have a ward. They have pretty much one ward covering the middle of their jungle, and then another ward covering the entrance of it as well. And looks like Xin Zhao is going to find an Ezreal and a Katarina. I don't think he can fight this. He jumps right on top of the Ezreal, activating his Ghost Blade. That's a lot of attack speed and movement speed. Blitzcrank grabs it away, takes the kill. Now that's what I call asserting yourself for a kill. And Katarina's going to escape with her Shumpo. That was a nice job by Blitzcrank supporting his Xin Zhao, but I think Xin Zhao would have gotten that kill anyways. Never hurts to have the help though, right? Of course not. But this is going to be a free tower. Without the AD carry on red team, they are going to be able to push for a tower. Wings of Death picking up that one. And they might be pushing in for an inhibitor soon. Will they? Oh, it's such a debate. I don't know. We could go either way right now. They might go for the inhibitor turret. Ezreal's still down for 20 seconds. But there's a lot of counter push from red team. We've got the Janna shield on the turrets. We got Ziggs for his great counter push. Katarina has a lot of AoE. Katarina getting grabbed by the Blitzcrank over the wall. She's going to get bursted down super hard. Wings of Death picking up that kill. That was a big play from Blitzcrank. It's such a scary thing to have a Blitzcrank on the other team and be trying to turtle in your base, because you just know one bad hook or one good hook, depends on which way you're looking at it, and your chances of defending your base are over because suddenly it's a 4v5. And looks like Xin Zhao, knowing he's not going to make it out of there alive, decides to turn on the Ziggs, not going to get the kill. Blitzcrank, you might have gone a little too far. Oh, the grab does hit the Janna. There goes Kale, doing a ton of damage along with Blitzcrank. They are going to pick up that kill. Xin Zhao losing his life, but they did pick up the Janna, so not terrible. I'd rather have the Xin Zhao than the Janna, though. So it's going to be a little bit of benefit for a red team. Gold still only about a 2k, 3k advantage for blue team. Somewhere in between there. I'm going to take another drink. Hope keep my throat nice and moist because it's a little dry right now. We do have the Shirelles on Janna along with the locked into the Iron Solari. That's a lot of nice buffs for her whole team. Gonna help them with initiation, as really they don't have a great initiation. Red team, they don't really have that much initiation power at all. Katarina, I guess that she's tanky, so she can hypothetically jump into their team and initiate, but they don't have any initiation CC at all. They have some good AoE damage, they just don't have any initiation to focus their damage onto. Whereas on blue team, they have an MOBA, which is pretty much initiation at its finest. They also have a Xin Zhao who's decent at initiation as well. You can charge in there, maybe even flash, pop your ulti, and push them all in directions they don't want to go. It's the same idea as a Gragas ulti or a Janna ulti, except for, of course, Gragas ultimate is ranged. That's why support Gragas is so good. Now, I know there are haters out there, but I do love support Gragas. Right now, this Misfortune owning the farm battle, 317. She has her Infinity Edge, she has her Bloodthirster, she has her Fam Dancer, she has a Brutalizer. 3 Brutalizers, no Black Cleavers. What is this madness? And we are going to have Olaf jump right on in here. Does he pop his ultimate? He does, but it's way late. He still gets quite a bit CC'd. However, red team totally taking this fight. There's a lot of AoE damage put onto all of blue team. And despite the initiation, there was just not enough damage there for blue team. Their Xin Zhao wasn't there. Their Misfortune got the ultimate down, but it just wasn't enough. And it looks like we are going to have some counter push attempted for blue team, but I don't think Wings of Death and his team are going to be able to hold this turret. Oh, they might be able to get this Katarina, though. She's taking a lot of damage from the Kale. And there's the Xin Zhao, pops his Ghost Blade, wants to charge right on in there, doing a ton of damage to the Ziggs. Now he's focusing his efforts onto the Ezreal. One more poke, the charge is going to pick it up. And here's the chase for blue team. Red team re-engaging. There's the Katarina, pops her ultimate. Xin Zhao is ulted. Intervention doing mad work, keeping the Xin Zhao alive. And Amumu picks up the kill on the Katarina. Good job from blue team. They did lose their... No, they didn't lose their turret. I thought it went down. I was for sure it went down. But good job on them. They didn't die in that kind of fail sauce initiation, and they were able to turn it around while turtling their base. And of course, that Xin Zhao right now just so threatening. What is his score? 10, 3, and 5. He has a Hextech Gunblade. He has Ghostblade. He is tanky as well. Armor, magic resist. I would like to see him have a little bit more damage, maybe armor pen. It'll be interesting to see what his last item is. He could go Last Whisper. He could go... Black Cleaver would be a little bit of a waste because the armor pen from the Ghost Blade doesn't stack with the Last Whisper, I don't think. Let's find out. The cooldown reduction... Yes, the armor penetration is a unique passive. Actually, I'm not sure if the Black Cleaver and Ghost Blade stack. I would think no, but I could be mistaken on that one. So I'm thinking he's going to go either Last Whisper or Warmogs, apparently. That giant spell screams Warmogs since he already has the Sunfire Cape. I mean, who doesn't want Warmogs? Katarina has one, Olaf has one, Blitzcrank has one, and now Xin Zhao's going to have one. Man, it went from League of Black Cleavers to League of Warmogs awfully fast, and that's pretty much just because everyone's like, well, armor's not as good, let's just stack health. And because the effective HP of armor is drastically lowered when your opponent has armor penetration. And the effective HP of HP never goes down despite what penetrations they may have. It does go down if they have percentage damage of maximum health, though. Maximum or current, it goes down. So against opponents like Kog'Maw, Vayne, and Evelyn, her ultimate also does percent damage. Your HP is a little less effective there than resistances. However, we are going to see red team kind of pushing this. There is a Baron. They probably could have gone for it in that situation. They are going to go for Dragon instead, perhaps. They're going to be like, oh, nope, it's gone. Never mind. Let's just go back to Baron. Let's go do a Baron's dance, guys. And everyone's like, yeah, cool party, bro. That's my interpretation of what they're saying to each other. I think they're going to start, they're backing off right now. Might be looking to go do Baron. Or they're just going to back out completely. Blue team pushing now. There's also a Xin Zhao top lane. He is like, I really want to push this lane, but I don't know where they are, so I'm just going to farm these golems and hope they don't come to kill me. And red team, they're pinging for the defense. They don't want their turrets to be taken. There's the ult from Ezreal. Is he going to hit the minion wave straight on? Takes down a lot of those creeps. And it's going to make Xin Zhao's job a little bit harder when it comes to pushing. There's Blitzcrank trying his best to go fishing. Not really succeeding. Dodging the snowballs and mystic shots are going to be very important for blue team. They don't want to get poked down before they have to initiate. Xin Zhao initiation. He lost track of Xin Zhao for a second. He got knocked up, and I couldn't find him for the life of me right then. But it looks like we are just going to have the initiation for Xin Zhao get repelled. Right now, Blitzcrank still looking for some mad grabs. And he's not going to get them quite yet. He doesn't really want to grab the Olaf. He wants to get either the Ezreal or the Ziggs. Grabbing the Katarina right now also wouldn't be that ideal of a situation. However, here comes Xin Zhao initiating right into the middle of the team. Pops his ultimate. He is ulted by Kale. Katarina ulti doing some nice damage. There's the Amumu ulti finally. Blue team taking a lot of damage from this fight, however. I think they might have a turnaround on them. No, Ziggs getting caught out in the middle of the air. That's so far a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of blue team. However, here comes a full health Olaf turning on the initiation. He's so fast. Looks like he might kill Wings of Death up here in the top. As Xin Zhao going to go down to the Ezreal. Blitzcrank looks like Blitzcrank also going to die. I don't foresee him surviving this situation. And he's going to go down. Ezreal picking up a triple kill. Nice pushback from the red team. It looks like they were losing the fight for a second there. They lost 2 members of their team. Katarina got blown up when she jumped into the middle of blue team. Whereas Ziggs got caught out as well. Took a lot of damage. Was forced to retreat. Wasn't able to survive. However, red team, Olaf was able to come into the fight with full health. So was Ezreal. And they were just able to clean it up. This could mean a free Baron for them. That would be huge right now. As gold lead is in the favor of blue team. This will even it out. Bring them all about equal and could swing the next team fight in their favor. Right now we see Olaf. He doesn't have a frozen mallet. An interesting choice. I get frozen mallet a lot on Olaf. So do many other players. The slows are extremely effective. True, he has his axes. But sometimes you have to use your axe for something else than slowing the opponent you're looking to get. Sometimes you're using it to poke at them. Sometimes you don't have it available. Sometimes you can't pick it back up. And Frozen Mallet really helps you have a secure slow. And it gives you more HP and damage, which equals more damage for Olaf because HP translates into damage. However, I think he's going to be picking up a Black Cleaver. Ezreal looks like he's just holding on to that Brutalizer for the cooldown reduction and base armor pen. He did pick up his Guardian Angel. Has a lot of damage, not a lot of attack speed. Only Berserker Greaves giving him attack speed. Whereas the Misfortune does have a Phantom Dancer, Black Cleaver, and tons of damage. That's right, I said it, guys. I said tons of damage. Proud of me? Hope so. But we do have a Last Whisper on Ezreal. He sees the armor on Xin Zhao. He sees the armor that... Actually, there's no Aegis on this team. He sees the armor on Amumu, at least. And he's saying, that's OP, I better get me some armor pen. And that he does. With that Last Whisper, that's a lot of armor pen, 35%. Didn't cut through quite a bit. But, of course, Misfortune has her own form of armor pen called Black Cleaver. It'd be interesting to see which one wins. Oh, boy, this could actually be a base race. Blue team going in. They're going to try to take down the inhibitor. Red team, they just are realizing it right now. And they're going to say, well, we better push too. They are going to take down this turret really fast. However, blue team going to take the inhibitor down as well. And right now, I don't know, but I think blue team has a commanding lead. A lot of members from red team going back. This is the right decision. They can't win the race by themselves. They need to slow down blue team. At least they don't need to stop them. They just need to slow them down. There's a lot of damage being taken here by blue team. A nice ult by Ziggs. Will they be able to take down the Xin Zhao? The Xin Zhao does go down. Red team still pushing down here. Ezreal and Janna, they're not pushing fast, but they're trying their best. And right now, blue team took a lot of damage from that. Olaf still back up. Misfortune trying to hammer that down as quickly as possible. Down here, we've got Ezreal about to kill this Nexus, and he does take it. Wow, what an exciting finish to that game. Base race right at the end. Blue team trying to sneak past red team. They did. Probably just went a little too late, though. If they had started running towards their base a little earlier, they might have had the win in their pocket. Nice decision-making from red team. Allowed them to pick up the win there, sending the right people back. I would have rather them sent back the Janna, although she does have a nice attack damage buff. She's very good at keeping people from killing other things. Her shield would have been nice in that situation, but they decided to keep her there. And wow, that was just a really good decision making from blue team, allowing them to pull, from red team, allowing them to pull together the victory. Unfortunately, Wings of Death team does lose this game, but it was quite exciting. Don't you agree? So that has been a Raabemaster Procast featuring Wings of Death. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm coming out with great League of Legends content every day just for you guys. And I will see you guys next time.